What's the most chilling thing your young child has ever said that made you realize they knew something they shouldn't? My daughter Sophie was 4 when she said something that made my blood run cold. We were having breakfast on a Tuesday morning in our suburban kitchen. I was rushing around frantically, packing her lunch for preschool, checking the weather on my phone, when she looked up from her cereal bowl with those big blue eyes and said, "Mommy, why does Daddy hurt the ladies in the basement?" I nearly dropped the juice box I was holding. The words hit me like a physical blow, reverberating through my skull. "What did you say, sweetheart?" She repeated it, word for word, like it was the most normal question in the world. Her little voice was so matter-of-fact, so innocent. The way other kids might ask why the sky is blue or where babies come from. My husband Mark had left for his business trip the night before, driving off in his pristine sedan with his leather briefcase. He traveled constantly for work, pharmaceutical sales, he claimed. Always gone 3 or 4 days at a time, visiting hospitals and medical conferences across the tri-state area. The basement was his workshop, strictly off limits to both Sophie and me. He'd installed a heavy industrial lock 2 years ago, the kind you'd see on a storage unit, claiming he was storing expensive equipment and didn't want burglars getting access to his medical supplies. "Sophie, honey, Daddy doesn't hurt anyone." "Where did you hear that?" She tilted her head, genuinely confused by my panicked reaction. Her blonde curls bounced as she moved, catching the morning sunlight streaming through our kitchen window. "I heard them crying last night. The lady with the yellow hair was really scared. She kept saying please, over and over, like when I beg you for extra cookies." My hand started shaking uncontrollably. The coffee mug I was holding rattled against the counter. Mark had been in the basement until nearly midnight, claiming he was organizing inventory for his next sales trip to Chicago. I'd heard music playing through the floor, classical music, which struck me as odd, since Mark hated anything that wasn't classic rock. He always said classical music was pretentious garbage. "What lady, baby?" "There's no lady in our basement." Sophie stirred her Cheerios thoughtfully, the spoon making tiny clinking sounds against the ceramic bowl. "The one who looks exactly like the missing lady on TV. She keeps asking for her mommy and crying really loud." The missing lady on TV. My stomach dropped to the floor. For 3 weeks, every local news broadcast had been covering the disappearance of Jennifer Walsh, a 23-year-old nursing student with long blonde hair. She'd vanished from Mercy General's parking lot after finishing her night shift. Her car was found unlocked with her purse still inside. The entire community was on edge. "Sophie, you were asleep last night. You must have had a bad dream." She shook her head firmly, her expression serious in that way only children can manage. "I wasn't sleeping, Mommy. I was thirsty, so I went downstairs for water from the kitchen. That's when I heard them making noise." "Them?" Her voice dropped to a whisper, and she glanced toward the basement door. "The crying ladies. There's more than one now. Daddy has lots of them down there, and they're all really sad." I couldn't breathe. The kitchen felt like it was spinning. This had to be a coincidence, a child's imagination. But Sophie had never been one to make up elaborate stories. She was practical, literal, observant, just like her father. That's when she said the thing that changed everything. Daddy saw me listening at the door. He got really mad and grabbed my arm tight. He told me if I ever tell anyone about the ladies, something really bad will happen to you. I couldn't fit what happens next in the short video. Watch the rest down below.